Hello, brother. I noticed that you didn't record your video last week in a white t-shirt in front of your whiteboard, which I thought was weird. So I thought I would fulfill that role this week. Not that you have to every week, but it seems like you're standard very frequently for videos. Unfortunately, mine is not quite as big as yours. Anyways, I do agree to your rules. I think they sound great. Thought about doing a really cheesy handshake joke. Thought about actually using my power as a superior, whatever, to make one of my CAs shake hands with me over a video and then putting it in here. But frankly, I am lazy and don't want to edit this with a whole bunch of cuts. Because, me, my one-shot, whatever, theater major. The shirts last week were indeed intentional. I literally sat there in front of my computer and just every time I hit a stopping point would switch and change t-shirts. It's just been kind of a pile of t-shirts actually on my desk. It was part of my impression on my video that was late to you. Hopefully that makes sense. As far as things I've learned in Texas, there's a lot I could say. There's some things I don't necessarily want to say on camera because of professionalism and stuff like that. But I mean, just personally, I think that Texas has done a lot to kind of pull me slightly more moderate in a way, just politically or whatever, ideologically. I mean, I think I partly there's just a degree of being here and being an hour outside Dallas when the police shootings and all that happened was really interesting. I'm going to work literally the next day because we had a orientation event, and there's a UPD table 100 feet away from me, and the person was going out of their way to make sure they weren't really displaying a badge or anything like that, which I thought was really powerful to witness. I also watched a UPD officer talk to a little kid who was saying how he really wanted to be a police officer someday, and this officer was you might want to rethink that because it's just not the best time to be a police officer. And that was just really interesting to hear. I think that in Oregon in general, a lot of the conversations are always very like-minded, kind of. I mean, people are very liberal for the most part, at least the people I interact with. I know not all of Oregon is like that. A lot of people I interact with are very liberal, though, and, I'm so used to watching everyone be really frustrated and angry and up in arms, and I didn't feel that here, and I think that was really interesting, and it's been making me think a lot about how to handle things personally and stuff, and I could go on forever. I'm running out of time. I don't want to waste it all. We should continue this conversation next week when I'm in Oregon, because I would love to have it more. But next week I'll be in Oregon, which is super exciting, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's less than 24 hours until Josie comes here, which is super exciting. And I'm just really looking forward to that drive back and everything. Really looking forward to being home for a little bit. And that is almost time. I had a thought the other day that I just wanted to express and leave as a question for you to answer wherever you want in your next video. But I was realizing that most of my friends, I can kind of peg their music taste really easily. It's I can, be this is that person's music. And I realized I kind of have that for you in a way. I know a couple bands, but I realized I don't actually know maybe what to label your music as. So answer that somehow, okay? Bye.